Welcome to Resumes 101. In this video, we are going to learn one strategy to make sure that the employer sees your most relevant experience first. Let's look at the job description for a community outreach coordinator and identify the most important skills and experience that an applicant should focus on. Candidates should demonstrate a positive attitude, strong communication and people skills, and public speaking skills. Flipping back to a sample resume, let's see where the skills are described in detail. You can see that a lot of the relevant experience has been placed towards the end of the resume. We don't want an employer to have to hunt through your document in order to find your strongest qualifications. Make it easy for them by pulling together your strongest points and creating a related experience category instead of a work experience category. Then create an additional experience category instead of a volunteer experience category. Now that these categories have been created, let's move the experiences we already identified as being more relevant for this particular job. You can see that this person's sales job is moved out of the related experience category and into the additional experience category, and there is an internship and volunteer experience in the related experience category. Within these sections, the experiences are still listed from most to least recent. They are not listed by relevance. When using this strategy, be sure to let an employer know that this position was a volunteer role or internship by labeling it after the job title. Try to avoid using the words intern or volunteer alone as job titles. They are not descriptive. You may also notice that the volunteer role is now presented with as much detail as a paid role. It doesn't matter whether you were paid or not. Employers want you to focus on the skills you gained that are related to your job target. Next, you may also want to include coursework or class projects in your related experience section. Again, be consistent with your formatting. Write out the title of the class and the department that listed the class with the same formatting you used for your job titles and employers. Now describe your class as it relates to the job you are applying for by using the accomplishment statements we talked about in our previous video. Finally, interests and activities can be helpful, but ultimately are optional on a resume. If you have space, like we do in this example, list out some of the interests you've been involved in that may not fit into another category. Try not to list out generic hobbies like reading or traveling. In summary, the first third of your resume starts with a highlight section that includes your top 5 or so qualifications that match the job. Then the supporting evidence of how and where you developed your skills fills the rest of your first page. Looking at this resume overall, the white space is balanced, the use of bold and italics is consistent, and one font was used for the entire document. The bullets line up and are simple and discreet. The dates for the experiences are justified along the right side of the page. As a result, this is a well-formatted and easy-to-read resume. Finally, when organizing your highlights section, make sure to put your best foot forward. You may want to look at all the bullet points in this section and rank them. If you have 8 points, number them 1 to 8, and then make sure that your top priority points come across first. The same exercise can be done with the accomplishment statements we mentioned in that video. You can rearrange your accomplishment statements so that the employers see the most relevant experiences first. Having seen these examples, you are now ready to transform your resume into a relevant document for employers. For more samples of resumes and formatting styles, go to careers.ubc.ca and click on Resumes 101. Now you're one step closer to a resume that stands out from the crowd.